Jerry and Wes helped me pack everything in my apartment, and I just bombed it up here one afternoon.
Very cool. What year is this?
Like 13 or 14.
Okay, got you. Did you have any plans when you came up here? Where you were going to go?
So the guy that owns Alewife had a restaurant called the Roosevelt. It still exists, but he no longer has anything to do with it.
Understood.
And I had wanted to work there because it was like, it wasn't Husk, but it was like the closest thing in Richmond to Husk. And I thought that like I could go there, contribute some stuff that might make it a little better. Also, I could learn more. Like I'd never been a salaried like position or anything, and I wanted to go somewhere where I could learn like financials and like learn a little bit about managing people. Because another thing about me at Husk was like, by the time I got good or better, I was shitty to other people. And looking back on it, I know that, but I didn't know it then. Mm-hmm. Like, I just thought I was like, I'd hear somebody complain about somebody, and I'd just go be like, hey, stop being like this way. I never asked if like their dog was sick or anything. I just was like, hey, you suck today, do better, because like I'm having to hear it from them. And I've already done my stuff. Yeah. It was never my place, but I would do it I just thought it was my place. Mm-hmm. And I needed to go somewhere and figure out how to manage people. Lee had hired but like I called Lee like the last week. I was like, I'm taking some time off because I got some paid time. Yeah. But I want to work for you. And he was like, sick, I want to hire you. But I just like offered a job to a guy from Empire State South in Atlanta. If he doesn't come, I'll hire you. So like the week I was moving up here, I called him. I was like, yo, I'm coming. Like, is everything good? And he was like, he started yesterday. Oh. So when I got here, I had no job. Okay. But we had moved into our old house, and it needed a lot of work. So I just worked on the house, and I would go around and like work for a day, like stage for a day kind of thing. But Richmond's come a long way in like the 9 years or whatever. I've been here 7, 8 years I've been here. 8 or 9 years. But like it was just, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up working at Heritage for a guy who had been at Elements in Jersey. Yeah. He and his wife and his brother-in-law opened a restaurant here called Heritage. I worked there. I did that till I got married. And then that guy and Lee, who's the dude who owns Alewife, opened a place on the south side named Southbound. And I went there to be the sous chef. Okay. Awesome. So that was like the progress. That place was like going, like Heritage was like nicer for Richmond. Yeah. Is nicer for Richmond. Joe knew some techniques from working at Elements that I'd never seen before. Yeah. But I felt like I needed to get like a title job to like, I needed a stamp of approval on my progress as a cook. Gotcha. So I took the sous chef job at Southbound. And then all of a sudden I was back in a place with 100 and something seats, just doing covers, doing numbers. And I did that for like 2.5 years, and I went to Lee and I was like, hey, can I do pop-ups out of the Roosevelt? And he was like, yeah, I don't care, do whatever you want to. Like, how are you going to do it? Like, what's the money like? Like, I don't want you to do it if like I have to pay for all the gas and stuff. Like, what are we going to, like, how do you help me? And I was like, oh, I'll just do it. We'll call it our thing, and then like we can break it down on the back end. And he was like, oh, that's sick, let's do it. And like the first 2 pop-ups or 3 pop-ups, I got my buddy who works at the brewery The Vale, he's like the head brewer, to draw up some like cartoony stuff, look kind of like pop art. And like the first one was like kind of busy, the second one was busy, the third one was like a tasting menu, and it sold out in like a day. And then Lee was like, this works, I'm going to help you do them. Like, I'm going to come work with you and we'll do them. But all the time I was working 70 whatever hours a week at Southbound. I would work brunch. I would stay all night Saturday, prep everything, work brunch, drive from brunch to the Roosevelt, do the dinner. And like after the 4th one, like the pop-ups were like seemingly a success. He was like, get in the car, we're going to see a place. And I got in the car and we drove 5 blocks away. And he showed me what is now Alewife, but was like a condemned convenience store. Like a bodega that had holes in the floor. I was like, is this it? Yeah. He was like, this is it. I was like, is this it? He was like, this is it. Like, it's going to be sick. And I was like, is this it?
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, this is it. We're going to do it. And then, so I was like, sick. How long is it going to take? And he was like, well, it'll be ready in a year. Like less than a year. It wasn't. It was ready in like 20 months.
Oh, wow.
So I banged it out at Southbound a while longer. Which I might not have been the coolest guy to work with there either. Because I was supposed to be gone. And I wasn't gone. So I was mad about it.
Gotcha.
But then, like, all that happens. He ends up having to kind of forcibly sell the Roosevelt because his business partner bought the building out from under him a little bit.
Gotcha.
And, like, that was when I was like, oh, we got to make this thing work. Like, he owns the business and I work for him, but, like, he's my bro. We just sold this house so I could move a mile away from him.
Yeah.
Like, we hang out. I was like, oh, shit, now this place has to work. Like, it's not just me getting to do my food now. Now it's like Lee doesn't have his other thing.
Yeah.
And, like, this is like, we're making a run at our lives.
You got no fallback.
And we weren't busy when we opened.
Mm.
And then, like, some, petty stuff with, like, people who had worked at the Roosevelt and people who had worked at Southbound who weren't working at Alewife and felt like they deserved it. It took a toll on him more than it did on me because I'm still like, I just punched somebody. I don't care. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
My parents were here. All this to say, Alewife opened, my son was 2 months old.
Okay.
My parents are here to see my son for the first time, and we're eating dinner right above where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
And my phone rings. I'm like, silent, silent, silent. Fourth time I get a call. It's Nicole, who's the day-to-day operations manager.
Right.
Good friend of mine. And she's like, you need to answer the phone. Lee's in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what's going on? And then I was like, I can't talk. My parents are here.
Yeah.
Like, is he just like, what's he in the hospital for? Like, being too awesome? Like,
yeah.
And she's like, he has congenital heart failure. So I just I'm like, I don't know what that means. I Googled it, and it was like 3-month life expectancy.
Right.
And I was like, what the hell is this? Like, you text me this? And I find, like, Lee, he had to stay in the hospital for like a week or two. But it turned out that it was a genetic thing.
Okay.
So his is manageable. So, like,
gotcha.
we still go, but, like, there's no, like, he doesn't drink anymore. Like, we don't, but we still have fun.
Yeah.
But while he was sick, I really, like, sunk into that place. And Amanda, who was the original sous chef, we went to work at Alewife. I was like, now not only do we not have the Roosevelt, but we have one thing, and Lee's sick.
Yeah.
And I have a kid, and he has 2 kids, and we both have wives, we both have houses. Like, this has to work.
Mm-hmm.
And we started getting a little busier. And one day, Nicole, who had been texting me, and I would get there, like, I'd get there a little before 10. She'd already be there because she worked from like 8 to 5
mm-hmm.
doing just business stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walks in with glasses and, like, kind of like wearing a metal band t-shirt. He was like, hey, do y'all have a menu? I was like, yeah, but we don't open till 5, dude. I'm the only one here. And he's like, oh, it's no big deal. I'll come back later. Like, I'm in town for something. I'll come back here later. And I was like, Nicole, did you recognize that guy? And she was like, I don't know who he is, but I know who he is.
Yeah.
And then he came back that night, and I only had one order of, like, blowfish left, like sugar toads, which is like a thing around here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, it's all I want. Just give me those and a cocktail. And I was like, I still don't recognize him. But the next day, I get a text on Instagram from Brett Martin, who was the GQ food guy. He's like, dude, I had an awesome time last night. Thank you so much. And I just like, Nicole, it's the dude. Like, that was the dude. And like 6 months later, it's like, you're going to be in GQ's Best New Restaurants issue.
Dope.
And that, like, spiked it one time. And then we had gotten, like, local press at that point.
Yeah.
Like, we were strapped when it opened. We didn't have any money left, so we didn't do any press. We just opened.
Yeah.
Got in GQ. Then the dude from Esquire came with his whole family. And, like, we used to sell these fried crab claw things that were, like, a thing growing up on the Gulf Coast that, like, you just dip them.
Yeah.
And bang them. And his kids ate, like, he has twin boys. from his second marriage. He has twin boys, and they're young, and they ate like 5-6 orders of these things with another guy from town who's a wine guy. And he was like, dude, I had the best time. Like, that's a fun place with your family.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, man, because I still didn't know if it was like, I still don't think we figured out what that restaurant is yet.
Yeah.
But we work at it.
Yeah.
But then we were in the Esquire thing. And then we were busy. Like busy for a 55-seat restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a call. We've won Southern Living's like best new restaurant. And I was like, holy moly, this is going to be the one. Like, my mom doesn't know that GQ exists or like Esquire exists.
But she knows Southern Living exists.
Yeah, and so does everybody who lives west of the house you're sitting in right now. I was like, Lee, we're about to have the people in here who wouldn't come to Churchill before.
Exactly.
And so we just waited. We like sat on it. Wednesday, March, whatever, it came out. Sunday, or that Saturday night, it was like, the restaurant, you'll see it, and when we drive up there, that Saturday night there was like 120 something people standing in there or something like that. I called Lee, and like I just listened to a podcast that day about COVID, and I called Lee. I was like, after brunch tomorrow, we got to have a talk, because I had a dishwasher who lived his whole life except for 18 years he did in like federal prison, who lived next door with his mom. And he was 55, she was like 70 something. I was like, I don't want to be the one who kills Cliff's mom, man. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, is this really killing people?
Exactly.
Like, and we closed. Wednesday, Southern Living, Sunday, we're closed for to-go only.
Oh.
And it was brutal. But we're back now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like, and we're working on new stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like Andrew, like, I listened to that one recently, like Drew, and like it's cool. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to take care of the 10. Like, it's small crew. Like, I want to take care of the 10 people who are there.
Yeah,
the best way I can.
Exactly.
And I want to know what I can make out of it, because I still have like, we were supposed to open another thing already that was supposed to be in like the Vale was opening a food hall, and like, do you know the Long Oven dudes? Like,
yeah.
Andrew,
that's the other place I got told to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time is it? We can do that. That's on the way from here.
Let's fucking do it, bro. It's 5:30. We got time.
Oh, dude, we'll kill it. We'll absolutely kill it. I'll call Andrew. He worked with me at Southbound.
Oh, word up.
He was strapped for cash. And like, that dude had come back from Italy, Michelin stars. Yeah. Just like,
those were the two places that people were like, you go to Richmond, you go to this place, you go to this place. Yeah. Cool.
We're two different ends of the pool, but good food tastes good.
Yeah.
But like, what was I saying? Anyway, like, we all just like, everybody did. Like, you ended up in Montana, but like, we found a way through COVID.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Like it, and I lost the girl who had been my sous chef and had been there for everything. Like, Lee being sick, my kid growing up a little bit. Like, she came to me one day and she was like, I can't do it anymore, man. I got to move to DC. Like, I got to get out of this place, because this is the only place I see. Because, like, I'm only allowed to be here. Like, I can't go to the climbing gym anymore. I can't go to the movie anymore. I can't go to the bookstore anymore. I can't get a tattoo. Like, I just need to go to DC so that, like, I'm willing to move my whole life to not be stuck in the same room anymore.
Heard.
And I was like, you did everything you could have done for me.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure it's DC? Because I'll start calling people right now.
Yeah.
And I called Travis. I called Sean. I called Jeremiah. I called my buddy Opie, who's at the line in DC. And I was just like, anybody needs somebody. And I called Travis, and he was like, yeah, dude, I'll hire you. What's up? And then I was like, oh, no, it's not me. It's my sous chef. He was like, oh, no, I just laid off all my sous chefs. Like, I'm not hiring.
There's no work at it. Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, Amanda, I'm so sorry. Do anything you can. But, like, this is the one time in the world that I can't, like, get you a job.
Where'd she end up?
A place called Sababa.
Okay.
She's still working there.
In DC?
Yeah.
Got you.
She's about to leave. She's getting married, and she's going to Slovenia or somewhere.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, she can work with Anna Ross over there.
Yeah, well, she doesn't want to cook anymore.
Oh, okay. Heard.
Like,
it's okay.
Which happened to a lot of people.
That definitely was the end of it for a lot of people. Definitely did. I got a fucking podcast now, you know?
Yeah, you're sick though.
It's not like I gotta cook anymore, but goddamn.
That dude Jackson, though, talking about Anna Ross.
Yeah.
the dude Jackson, when he was in Europe, that's one of the places he worked for like 6